forget, militant. In 76, that Bob really became a superstar in Europe and a household name in England. Suddenly you go from small island girl to being splashed all over the front page of every newspaper that you pick up in London. And not just that, but tied in with someone like Bob, who was a very controversial character. And they tended to highlight, of course, anything they thought was negative about his character and his personality, his habits, his wife, his liaisons with other women, whatever. So they painted a pretty sordid picture, is what I guess I would have to call it.
I didn't feel like I was a wife. I felt like I was Bob's background vocal. So there are little things that I would have to remind him, hey Bob, be careful, watch those girls, watch those this. Then I became the watch eye, the mother hen type. And he would call me sometimes to get girls out of his room. I didn't complain because I felt I was there for the job. And so the relationship became more like, I have a commitment with this thing.
What can bring this identity? People don't let them use them.
I think he liked to communicate best through his music. And I think that that's where lyrically, you know, you feel his strength. He said everything he wanted and needed to say that way. And I think when he was done with that, he was drained. And what were you going to say after that anyway? What were you going to do? Try and find another way to say it all over again? What would be the point? If you're not listening to my music, then you'll never get it. He loved Jamaica very much. And I think that he saw Jamaica as just a small part of black people and oppressed people's struggles all over the world. So he understood that struggle. So it was no problem for him to talk about it. He had that authenticity.
In 1978, after 14 months of exile in London, he was determined to have another go at holding a free concert, one that could bring peace and reconciliation to his divided island. Little had changed politically in Jamaica since the assassination attempt on Bob. The island remained demoralized and destabilized by outside forces.
The purpose of all those activities of violence and armed robbery and murder, coupled with the propaganda campaigns calling for the overthrow of the Manley government, naturally created a situation of terror, really, of tension, of uncertainty, of doubt, and fear. This was the purpose.
We try to make really bring peace, knowing that we really can't solve a problem with a war, you know. It doesn't really solve a problem. We don't feel like really killing someone. But whose problem am I going to solve when I kill someone? You know what I mean? So I figure the peace is the best thing. And that's why I go ahead and work with it, because it was a spiritual thing that happened.
Political, yes, in that he was one of the most articulate troubadours of the ghetto, its suffering, its pressures, that I have ever heard. And the interesting thing about him is that as he grew in stature, as he became a millionaire, for example, one often wondered, will he tend to go soft, to become gimmicky, to try to appeal to a more commercial market?
Jamaica's first international superstar now wanted, above all, to show his fellow countrymen he hadn't sold out. So his music continued to reflect his devotion to Rastafari.